Bet you guys didn't see this coming now, did you? Hey, what's up everyone? My name is techgeekjosh, and I'm back again with a new video. And this time, it's about this LG G6 that I got on Letgo for only $40. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do that, I would actually like to make another quick apology. And the apology is basically regarding yesterday's video where I basically, did a video about my Droid Mini that I got on Letgo, and I quote that because I didn't get it on Letgo. That was just a little personal mistake that I had made because I'm simply so used to buying electronics from Letgo. But yes, I actually managed to buy that Droid Mini on OfferUp. So that's just a little mistake, and I've even mentioned it in the description of that video if you guys are curious. So anyway, let's get to the good stuff. So before we actually dive into it and get to the good stuff that you guys probably want to see, I'm going to go ahead and quickly spew out just a little bit of facts about the G6 that you may or may not already know. Starting with the lackluster 5 megapixel front facing camera. Why did they put a 5 megapixel camera in a phone of this caliber that cost around $500 to $600 when it was first announced? That's beyond me. I have no clue why they did that, but they did. And they got away with it. On the bottom, it has Type-C charging, and it has a bottom firing speaker, which I have not really tested yet, but I'm assuming it sounds very good. On the side here, it has a combination of your nano SIM card slot and your micro SD card slot. At this very moment, I have a 8 gigabyte SD card, which is probably not going to get used because this is a 32 gig variant of the G6. And I also have a Metro PCS SIM card in it that I had lying around. And this is a Verizon G6, may I add. You can see that right there. Verizon. So yes, this phone is actually unlocked because it's obviously a flagship back when it first came out. So I'm pretty sure flagships like the G6 here, or old flagships like the G6 here, are unlocked right out of the box. I didn't have to do any tweaking with the settings for it to work, and I'll get to that in a minute. But in general, it worked flawlessly, and it shows that I have Metro PCS service, which, like I said, I will get to in a moment. On the back here, we see that we get dual cameras, which both of these cameras are 13 megapixels. The left one is a wide-angle camera, and the right one is a standard no-frills 13 megapixel standard camera. I don't know how else to put it there. And we also have a pretty fast fingerprint sensor right down below. And another fact I may add is that the back is actually glass. This is actually an all-glass phone with aluminum or metal around it. And the back is actually Gorilla Glass 5. And the front, oddly enough, is Gorilla Glass 3. And that just spoiled it right there, but I'll get to that also in a moment. But you heard me right, Gorilla Glass 5 for the back, and only Gorilla Glass 3 for the front. I don't know why they did that, so technically the back of this phone should be more durable than the front of it, I guess, which is very odd, and I'll never understand that. And, last but not least, it has a headphone jack. So, and the processor for the G6, sorry, I'm kind of getting a little ahead of myself here like I usually do. I need to, slow my pace down. So, anyway, the processor in the G6 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor. So, I'm pretty sure at this point, this may be my fastest working phone in my entire collection. I'm pretty sure, apart from my S7 Active, which I'm currently recording from right here, you can see. So yeah, so let's get to the good stuff, and let's actually take a look around it. You guys notice any damage on it? No. The only real damage on the outside of the phone is this one scratch right there. That's probably the most major scratch on the display. You can see here in the light, there's very few really small scratches, but nothing as noticeable as this one right here, right there. But other than that, there is absolutely no damage to this G6 whatsoever. There's no damage on the corners, as you can see here. No damage to the corners. Oh wait, Oh, a little nick right there, apparently. I didn't even see that until literally just now. And I've had this phone since Tuesday, and this is already Thursday. So, yeah, little nick down there. I didn't even see that. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Apart from those little imperfections on around the outside, this thing works completely fine. And, well, I can't get over how gorgeous this display is, honestly. Fingerprint sensor works flawlessly. I also have facial recognition. Didn't mean to open up that. I also have facial recognition set up. I'm not sure how well I'm going to demonstrate this. You probably won't believe me, but I just unlocked it with my face. Just take my word for it. It works fine. And like you just saw, fingerprint sensor works fine. Um, but the only screen damage on this phone is if I go ahead and open up the camera and actually show you a relatively black screen. You can see that there's a little blue mark on the display right there, and that's the extent of the screen damage on this very phone, is that one little blue spot. And once you get to actually using the phone, like no matter what you're on, that little blue spot is basically um, invisible. You can't see it. Even if you get up real close, you can't even see it. It's not because of this wallpaper. You literally cannot see it, which that's kind of interesting. It's not as bad as another phone in my collection. Definitely not. But anyway, everything works as you just saw. The rear cameras work. This is the wide angle one. Switch to the rear standard one. Front camera, wide angle one. And also, if I can touch this correctly, I took another photo. And there's the regular one, which, if you can look closely, there's not much of a difference between the wide angle front and the standard. So, anyway, just thought I would quickly mention that. Everything works, as you can see here. There's what I was talking about, Metro PCS. And everything works on this phone like I was just about to say. Wi-Fi works. This is a completely fully functioning phone. I really cannot say it any differently. I cannot express it enough. I really can't. No problems with this phone whatsoever. I've been really loving it. Like really loving it to the point where I really need to get some kind of protection for it, because it does not have a screen protector. It did not have a case or anything like that. So I need to look at getting protection for it in the future. Hopefully not very far in the future. But anyway, everything works on this phone. I'm in love with it. And well, I really can't say much more about that. And this is, if I didn't already make mention, this is a 32 gig variant of the G6. As you can see right there, I have 12.19 gigabytes used out of 32. I got a small 8 gig SD card, which is probably not going to get used because I really don't need an SD card in a phone that has 32 gigs of storage or beyond, because I don't even use that much. Basically, these 4 apps and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5, 6, 7, 9 apps on this whole phone, and I still have plenty left. And literally, this is all that I use. This app right there, these 4 at the bottom, and these 4 right there. That's literally it that I mostly use, on any phone. But anyway, absolutely no damage or issues apart from that small issue on the screen and the scratch up there on this $40 LG G6. Once again, I really love it. I've been enjoying it ever since I got it. And well, that looks like it's going to do for me in this video, because there's absolutely nothing else to talk about. And well, with that being said, I will catch you guys again in the next one.